It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire, and y'all know the rest. Now listen, man, I just got off my live. Probably within the last 20 minutes. And I go on my phone. So guys, consider this a special report. I didn't think I was going to make this video. This came out of left field. This just got reported within the last, 10 minutes or so. Mike Coppinger just dropped this. Shout out to Mike Coppinger. He's reporting that PBC has announced the first fight on the Amazon Prime platform. Now, this is one of the most random matchups I could have possibly have conjured up. I couldn't even conjure up this matchup. It's mad random, right? Tszyu, all right, who works with the PBC, he has a working relationship with PBC. He will be headlining PBC's first pay-per-view on Amazon Prime. And he will be taking on none other than Keith one-time Thurman. So PBC begins Amazon Prime, the Amazon Prime era, the way they began the NBC era, which is with Keith one-time Thurman. So there's a reason why I call Keith Thurman Mr. PBC, because he is PBC. Now, it's been fully anticipated for a long time that Keith Thurman was going to move up to 154 to fight Errol Spence. That was a rumor that was floating around last year before they ultimately got the Crawford fight done. And they were talking about fighting Spence at 154. Now, Keith Thurman, this is a guy that was once the face of boxing on PBC. And now, just quite frankly, I like one time. I think he's a good fighter. I think he's an extremely high IQ fighter. But we got to call this out for what it is here on True School Sports. PBC is making Keith Thurman the sacrificial lamb. That's what's happening here, truth be told. He hasn't boxed in... they're going to fight March 30th in Las Vegas, so it'll be here in the States. When they fight on March 30th, it'll be over 2 years, 25 months exact, from the last time Keith Thurman fought Mario Barrios. Now, when we last saw Keith Thurman against Mario Barrios, we saw Keith Thurman vulnerable. We saw Keith Thurman hurt, and we saw Keith Thurman that, he was solid, but it was a far cry from the days of when Keith Thurman was knocking out the guys like Jan Zevic and all these guys, back when he was saying that he wanted to burn money and he was calling out Floyd Mayweather and he was a WBA mandatory. So I really see this. I see this fight. It serves two purposes. Number one, PBC really, really believes in Tszyu. And I believe this is going to be Keith Thurman's last fight in the sport of boxing. This is going to be his cash-out fight. Because as Keith Thurman eloquently stated, when it comes to getting paid, that he is high level. He is someone that deserves to be compensated and compensated massively. And Keith one-time Thurman isn't taking no fights if the money and the guap ain't right. So with that being said, I know he's getting good money. I know he's got to be getting something good on the back end, and that's the only reason he's taking this fight. And truth be told, if he could win the fight, I'd be shocked, because I truthfully don't think this is a fight he can win. If there was anything we learned about boxing last year in 2023, it's that activity matters. Activity will help a fighter be more match fit. And on one end, you got Tszyu, who's been one of the most active fighters at the championship level, who's been developing and evolving as a fighter right before our eyes, as a pressure fighter, as a slugger, as a technical fighter, as an aggressive counterpuncher. He's well-rounded. Keith Thurman has not boxed since early 2022. This will only spell trouble, and I see Keith Thurman getting stopped badly by Tszyu. And when that happens, it's gonna build more value in Tszyu, because Keith Thurman's a known commodity in boxing. And I think this will set the stage for a fight that is starting to get mentioned a lot, which is Tszyu versus Terrence Crawford. We know Terrence Crawford is aligned with the PBC. We know that he's not fighting Errol Spence next. We know that Terrence Bud Crawford and his team, shout out to Bernie the Boxer, great boxing mind, great channel. He's connected directly to Terrence Crawford. He's the mouthpiece pretty much here on YouTube for Terrence Crawford. So there's anybody that knows what's on Crawford's mind, what he's thinking, how he's feeling, it's going to be Bernie the Boxer. And he said it himself on his channel that pretty much the fight they're looking at, they feel is like Tszyu is the better option than a Jaron Ennis because Tszyu has been looking better in his fights than Jaron Ennis. Tszyu's got a country behind him, unlike Jaron Ennis. Tszyu would offer something to Crawford that Boots can't offer, which is the fact that he can become champion in a 4th weight division, being champion at 154. So I just see this, honestly, and I hate to say this because I like Keith Thurman, but I just see this as the road to a Tszyu versus Terrence Crawford fight. And Keith Thurman's a sacrificial lamb. This is going to be his cash-out fight. And, I wish him the best. I like him. It'd be nice if he could win because I do like him a lot. I'm a big fan of Keith Thurman. I really do appreciate all the contributions he's given us to boxing in the ring over the years. And I appreciate his sound boxing mind and the eloquent ways he goes about articulating the sport. And I think he's going to be a great commentator one day, the best commentator one day. Amazing. But I just don't think this is a fight he can win due to the inactivity he's had over the last 2 years. It's a big ask for him to fight a younger guy, fresher guy, match fit guy. I mean, I'll say it like this. If Keith Thurman could beat Tszyu right now, it is hands down the best win of his career. Because that's how unwinnable of a fight I think this is for him. But, this is the fight for Tszyu where he's going to get his big fight in Las Vegas. He's wanted it for a long time. It was supposed to be against Charlo. Charlo didn't want no smoke, so he gets actually a bigger name and a guy that's more of a known commodity in boxing, and Mr. PBC himself, Keith One-Time Thurman. So we start the second era of PBC with the way we started the first era of PBC with Keith One-Time Thurman. So let me know what you guys think, and let me know if you guys agree with my sentiments. Like, do you guys think that this is basically the road to a Terrence Crawford fight? Because that's how I see it. I see this as the road to a Terrence Crawford fight in the 3rd or 4th quarter of this year. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What kind of chance are you giving Keith Thurman in the fight against Tszyu? And yeah, leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this video, click right here and make sure you subscribe. Much love from sunny South Florida.